these will be the exact levels where I will accumulate more Bitcoin again. Bitcoin has been falling down below the 50 weekly moving average and is now dropping like a rock. Dropping even lower in the shorter time frames, and this is just the beginning of the bear market that has just been getting started. So we'll be talking about that exactly in today's update video. What do I expect is gonna happen next for Bitcoin in both that shorter time frame, but also in that longer time frame, and where will I be buying more Bitcoin? What is going to be my exact buying strategy? We'll be talking about that and much more. So, as always, let's get started with a shorter time frame. And in a shorter time frame, Bitcoin is dropping like a rock. We have been creating this downward sloping level of resistance, but we haven't even been touching this level anymore. We have just been straight dumping to the downside even more after falling down below our 50 weekly moving average. Now, yes, in a shorter time frame, we are reaching some kind of a level of support, and while we are creating a big dump, and while in that longer time frame, everything is looking very bad and everything has been looking very dangerous, well, I do want to be saying that nothing ever goes down in a straight line, nothing ever goes up in a straight line. We will for sure be seeing some green candles on the way, and for sure we are going to be seeing some bounces. I mean, we are not going to be dropping down in a straight line to the downside. We will be seeing some kind of a strong bounce anytime soon. And yes, I'm still going to be expecting a big bounce anytime soon, because I mean, we have been hitting a massive level of support right over here, like you can be seeing. Bitfinex wheels have been opening up huge long positions, and we have been reaching extreme levels of fear. Now also, like I've been saying yesterday, in a bear market, we will be hitting and we will be sitting in these extreme levels of fear for longer than everybody expects. This is always what happens during bear markets. We will always see extreme fear for longer than you would expect. So yes, we are seeing extreme fear, but this can be lasting for a lot longer. However, for that imminent shorter time frame, yes, I do think that a little bit of a bounce would be inevitable within the coming few days. We've also been filling up this Bitcoin CME gap right over here, meaning that there's no Bitcoin CME gaps sitting down below us anymore up until the 9K level right over this period right over here. We have one CME gap sitting at the 9K level. But so yeah, this CME gap has been getting filled up. That is very good. But like I've been saying, Bitcoin has been breaking down below the 50 weekly moving average, which has always been the indication that a bear market has been getting started. However, like I've also been saying, usually whenever we break down below, we tend to dance around this level. We still see a retest of the level. We still see a retest of the 200 daily moving average on the 50 weekly moving average. So I do still think that we can come back up to the 102K level where the 50 weekly moving average is sitting at, to see a little bit of a complacency relief bounce and then head even lower for the bear market. Because yes, I do think that this bear market is just getting started and it will be absolutely brutal. If you have been watching my channel, you know that you had to take your profits at these high areas over here. I have been saying it literally every single day. So yes, we have been selling a lot of our Bitcoins and cryptos at around the tops, and the warning signals were obvious. I was saying it at the time of the warning signals right now appearing on the Bitcoin chart. Maybe you do not think that it is a big deal at the time, but probably in hindsight, you'll look back at all of these warning signals and you'll think, how could I have been so stupid ignoring all of these warning signals? I said it at the time, and right now it is exactly playing out, and people are coming back to me saying, oh yeah, indeed, you were showing all of these warning signals. How could I have been so stupid ignoring all of these warning signals? I mean, first of all, we have hit that second Fibonacci level of resistance. We've exactly liquidity grabbed above the previous highs, above this level of resistance. We've been reaching the end of the 4-year cycle theory, and we've been breaking this parabolic trend to the upside. Altcoins like Zcash have been pumping exponentially to the upside. They have been going parabolically to the upside based on nothing fundamental has been happening to Zcash or altcoins like this. Nothing has been providing a reason of why these altcoins should be pumping this much to the upside. Just like in 2021, Ethereum Classic has pumped by a lot to the upside. Again, the end of the 4-year cycle theory. On-chain indicators have been signaling a peak. The MVRV score has been hitting this downtrending trend line. On top of that, we have been creating bearish divergences on on-chain indicators like the apparent demand. And again, 4-year cycle indicator peak. On top of that, the dollar has been strengthening. The dollar currency index is moving to the upside, which is making risk on assets weaker like Bitcoin. On top of that, we have been hitting this massive level of resistance. And maybe the most important one of them all, the economy is weakening. We have been seeing a lot of layoffs. OG whales have been dumping their Bitcoin, but more importantly, the economy is weakening. We are seeing rate cuts. And yes, for the long term, rate cuts are going to be bullish. But I've been saying many times, these rate cuts that we are getting now are recessionary rate cuts. And always, whenever you see recessionary rate cuts, you can still go up a little bit higher in that imminent short term. But a blow off top is going to be inevitable. And after that, we are going to be entering a bear market. Also, just like we have done in 2019. I've said it many times before. I like to compare this scenario, which we are getting now, to the 2019 scenario. I just love the 2019 scenario comparison at this moment. And it is exactly playing out with US interest rates being decreased, with quantitative tightening ending, and many more like labor market data exactly confluencing from the 2019 scenario. So that is exactly playing out. So I do think that in a shorter time frame, it can get a little bit worse and we can go down even lower before then the bear market bottom is going to be hitting and the whole cycle is going to be repeating again with a massive bull market to the upside. However, also keep in mind that for the shorter time frame, I am going to be expecting a little bit of a complacency bounce anytime soon. So whenever we will see some green candles, do not come at me saying, oh yeah, it is the bull market is so back. You are wrong about the bear market. No, I do expect in a shorter time frame, we can be seeing a little bit of a complacency bounce. And we are sitting at a massive level of support now. So I do think that it can be coming rather sooner. So if you're going to be getting interested in trading, make sure to check out the second link down below because you can claim a huge 30 USDT bonus by only just signing up an account. You only need to click on this link, sign up an account, go to the rewards hub, and instantly a 30 USDT will be deposited into your account. You do not need to deposit anything. You do not need KYC, so make sure to check it out over on the 2bit platform. And if you do deposit a little bit, you will get a 20% rebate. So if you deposit 1K, you will get a free $200. And if you trade a little bit based on these trading volumes, you're also going to be getting some huge rewards. So make sure to be checking it out. My next trades, I will be placing it over on 2bit, and for me, I'll be having a look into short opportunities next. So if you're going to be getting interested in longing the bounce or shorting the next move up, well then make sure to register over on 2bit, because if we are going to be seeing that complacency bounce back inside of these levels right over here, I'm looking to be shorting it and riding it to the next wave down. And these are going to be my exact levels and my exact buying strategy that I'll be looking out for. Because historically speaking, whenever we did enter a bear market, we saw about 80% to 70% bear markets. It has been absolutely brutal. And what we have been seeing now is like, let me calculate it exactly. We have only seen a minus 30% move to the downside. And historically speaking, we have seen a minus 70% move to the downside, really still generously speaking. So if we have seen a 30% move to the downside already, that would mean that we are going to be seeing a retracement back to about a 40K level, which from this moment onwards would be another minus 55% still. So that's still going to be absolutely brutal. Now, these are going to be the levels I'm going to be watching out for. I think the 200 weekly moving average is going to be the most important level of support for Bitcoin. I think the 200 weekly moving average, we could consider this level to be kind of their value. Now, during the last bear market, we actually dipped down below it. So yes, I do think that this 200 weekly moving average is going to be fair value, and I want to be accumulating really at around this moving average. But if this bear market is going to be even more brutal, I do think that we can be dipping down below this moving average even until the 40k level, which is going to be that 70% correction, and maybe even a little bit below that. But if we're going to be dipping down below the 70% correction, so down below the 40k level for Bitcoin, that is really going to be the moment where I want to be going all in. I want to sell everything. I want to dump all of my money, everything I have, into Bitcoin. I will do everything I can physically do to buy more Bitcoin at around these levels. But anything above that, I think it's going to be a very good moment to buy. And starting from the 200 weekly moving average, I'm going to be starting to buy more aggressively. But already starting from the 80k level, I will already be placing some buys because I do not want to be left out on the greatest asset on earth, because maybe we could just be bouncing to the upside and see indeed a lengthened cycle. Now, my invalidation is going to be the 50 weekly moving average. If we break back above the 50 weekly moving average, I want to get back aboard very quickly, because maybe at that scenario, if we break back above the 50 weekly moving average, we are indeed going to be seeing a lengthened cycle, and this time could indeed actually be different. But for that, I need to be waiting until the break above the 50 weekly moving average. And otherwise, I'll be waiting for these lower levels, starting from the 80k level, going to the 75k level, buying more aggressively on the way down with a dollar cost averaging strategy. Buying every single week, buying every single month, and yeah, buying more aggressively as we move even lower. So that is going to be my buying strategy for this bear market. If we are going to be playing out our historic facts, if these historic data are going to be playing out again. But yeah, anyways, with that being said, I do want to be saying that we have been predicting the market absolutely beautiful. I am very blessed to have done this, because this bull market has been absolutely beautiful. I cannot say anything different. Also at around the top, I have been warning everybody beforehand. I've been calling out the tops beforehand. I've been saying what exactly will happen beforehand with this liquidity grab at the tops and then a move to the downside. I mean, I'm just very blessed to have shared everything over here on my YouTube channel. Anyways, I also do want to be saying that if you enter a bear market, I will be keeping an eye out on new opportunities. I will make sure to share every single opportunity, and I will make sure to share every single trade. So make sure to stay tuned for that. And also, I do want to be saying that the next bear market, the next bull market after this bear market will be insane, because we will be having the time of our lives to accumulate cheap Bitcoin at these lows. And then next bull market, I mean, the real wealth will be getting realized, and we will be making a lot of money. So make sure to stick around, stay tuned. And anyways, guys, with that being said, I'll see you in another update video tomorrow morning. Check out all of the links down below. And guys, bye-bye.